Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Darth Vicious. How are you doing this morning? This is my spoiler-filled review of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 season premiere, Steps into Shadow. If you haven't seen the episode, I have a spoiler-free review. Go check that out. If you have seen the episode, then let's talk spoilers. First of all, I want to get into my overall thoughts of the show. And this was my second time watching the episode. It was even better the second time than it was the first. Listening to it on my headphones while watching it, I was able to pick up more of the dialogue, more of the story than when I watched it the first time. This made the show even more emotional than watching it with noise over it. I really did love the dynamic between Kanan and Ezra. You can tell that Kanan feels bad for what happened to Ezra and is changing his attitude. You can tell Kanan wants to be there to train Ezra, and that he loves him like a little brother. Ezra, on the other hand, is like the rebellious little brother who wants to get out of the older brother's shadow. So, having said that, let's get to the pros and cons of the show. And if you remember on my spoiler-free review, I said that I really love the way Ezra has grown up, matured, and just become a complete badass. And I'm going to expand on that. Ezra was able to catch Chopper, who jumped off of a high ledge, with the Force and hold him up while a scanning droid was scanning the area for rebels. And then hold him there until that scan was done, only for Zeb to catch him. Ezra is a complete badass with the Force, a blaster, and a lightsaber. The guy is just freaking incredible. And you can chalk that up to the training he's gotten with that Sith holocron. But, man, he is getting stronger. And to prove his badassery, Ezra used the Force to control an ATDP walker through using the Force on the pilot's mind. That was completely badass. Killed off a whole bunch of Imperial stormtroopers as well as the ATDP pilot simply by using the Force. Another pro of the show was the introduction of Grand Admiral Thrawn back into the canon. His introduction came in with him plotting the downfall of the rebels by saying, "We draw them out and make them an instrument of their own destruction." Grand Admiral Thrawn looked spot on from what I remember his physical description being in the Thrawn trilogy. And the characterization of Grand Admiral Thrawn was completely spot on. Lars Mikkelsen playing the voice of Grand Admiral Thrawn, perfect. Dead perfect. And then my third pro was the large creature that is extremely strong with the Force. It is called the Bendu. The Bendu was helping Kanan to regain his own inner balance, to conquer his inner fears, his inner anger for losing his sight, of course his fear of not being able to train Ezra, and to regain his faith in the Force. It was because of the Bendu that Kanan got back into the action with the war against the Empire. And it is because of the Bendu that Kanan saved the life of Ezra when he was most in need. I will get to that in the cons. As far as the cons go, Sith Holocron coming into play this early in the season. Physically, I mean, obviously, Ezra is using the Holocron to get stronger. The voice is obviously teaching Ezra the things that make him stronger, but at the cost of making Ezra angrier, more rebellious, and extremely overconfident. And it is clear that the Holocron is turning Ezra against Kanan. The next con was Hondo speaking the Ugnaught language. It was annoying. I mean, I realized that it was done for the right reason, but it was hard to understand what he was saying. And I mean, it got the Rebels a squadron of Y-wing bombers, but at the cost of endangering the Ghost crew. Ezra endangering himself was the final con of the show. Ezra cut power to the space station above the planet. I can't remember the planet's name. Thus putting his life at risk to free Y-wings that were basically magnetically sealed to the station. This was a big flaw of pride and overconfidence in Ezra. And I guess Ezra feels like, from the knowledge and power he's gained through training with the Holocron, he could overcome that. Was the act selfless? Yes. But it endangered his life, it endangered the lives of the Ghost crew, and it endangered the mission as a whole. Okay, so, having given you my pros and cons, I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the show. And this was incredible. This episode was awesome. The Ghost crew is all together still. Kanan appears to be getting things back together thanks to the Bendu and his training. Ezra is so much stronger and much more powerful. And he does have that dark edge, but do I think he's going to go fully dark? I doubt it. He's a little bit overconfident, but that comes with maturing and holding great power. Also, being a high-ranking officer in the Rebel fleet at ages as young as his doesn't help. Going forward, Rex, Kanan, and Hera are going to be Ezra's best teachers. As far as this show goes, this episode deserves not 4.5, but 5 out of 5 Y-Wings. For the acting by everybody involved, the story of the episode, the plot of the episode, and the execution of all of the above. So, having said that, I want to thank everybody who supports the channel. You guys are amazing. The force is strong with all of you. You are the reason I put these videos on YouTube. I've got several videos in the pipeline. I've got next week's episode of Star Wars Rebels will be live next Saturday and Sunday. Of course, Saturday night will be the spoiler-free review. Sunday morning will be the spoiler-filled review. Until then, I have 2 more book reviews to do in the Servants of the Empire series by Jason Fry. These should be live tomorrow and Tuesday at the earliest. Also, I have episodes of the Brotherhood of the Force podcast starting in October again. I know I haven't done one since last month. Keep watching for those, and thanks again for the support. And this is where I give my exit. This has been Darth Vicious, bringing you the first spoiler-filled review for Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. Next Saturday night will be the spoiler-free review of next week's Star Wars Rebels episode. Next Sunday morning will be the spoiler-filled review. Tomorrow night I have the review of Imperial Justice from the Servants of the Empire series by Jason Fry. Of course, that's at the earliest. And Tuesday night will be the review of The Secret Academy from the same series by the same author. Again, that's at the earliest. Starting next month, the Brotherhood of the Force podcast returns on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so be on the lookout for all of these upcoming videos. Until then, Force choke the subscribe button to keep in the know when a new video pops up on the channel. Make sure to use Force push on the like button to support the channel. Make sure to use Force lightning to fry the share buttons, and share this video all over social media. Tell your friends about the channel, and make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. I do read them and I will respond. So with that in mind, may the Force be with you, and see you guys tomorrow at the earliest. Have a great day.